Welcome to the Board of Directors, CEO and employees of Berjaya Development Berhad. Today we will be holding a meeting on employees' grievances over the past few months. We hope the management can resolve this issue so that the employees can work comfortably and can generate profits for the company.
Thank you for inviting us. We will try our best to give full cooperation on this matter. So don't hesitate to tell us your concern freely about your issue. Maybe we can consider it and try to improvise our management and services.
Without wasting our time, Ridriana, Dayang Baktinisa, and Fitri are welcome to voice their grievances.
It's crazy to think that COVID-19 has changed everything, including how we used to work. One of my complaints is the lack of employees. The employees were forcefully fired in a large amount due to COVID-19 without even being paid for compensation. Honestly, this is just too much. I have a friend who got fired from her work, and no, she did not do anything bad, but she was fired anyway. I'm quite concerned if the situation ever happened to me. Furthermore, only a few employees were still working, which leads to a high workload. It's exhausting to work not only for our own part, but for those who got fired, and we need to do it for the company to survive.
Now, the previous issue mentioned by Lidrana connects us to the next issue that I will be talking about right now. As we know that due to the high workload from lack of employees in the company, we are forced to do overtime hours in order to complete the job. We as employees had to accept it, or else we are frightened that maybe disciplinary action will be taken upon us. Hence, logically, we are expecting for our overtime hours to be paid according to the regulations stated in the company. However, we are so disappointed that to this day, there is no payment has been made to us, or even a notice notifying us that maybe the payment will be delayed, which is not fair for us employees. So not only that, we were also contributing our precious time that is supposedly for our family to the company. And in this time of pandemic, our financial situation isn't very pleasant. Therefore, every penny counts, and we urge the company to take immediate action, taking accountability to pay for our overdue overtime payments that we earn and deserve. Thank you.
Like the issue that has been mentioned by Dayang Baktinisa, connect it with the next issue where the wages of employers are drastically reduced, thus causing us to be unable to buy our daily necessity. Plus, now that we have been dealing with the COVID-19 season, most of us often panic buying because of the MCO that has been implemented in our area. This is because we want to make sure that our daily items are always enough. Not only that, we also need money to pay house rent payment, electricity bills, and water bills. Besides that, it also gives us difficulties because the cost of living have been increased since COVID-19. Therefore, we hope that the company will take appropriate action not to reduce our salary drastically without having any reasonable excuse.
I represent the employees would like to ask if it is possible to raise the salary of the employees commensurate with their workload and pay for the overtime of the employees. Every employee has a family to support. Therefore, it is quite cruel for employer to cut their salary and at the same time increase their workload. Employees are the asset that ensure a company can operate well. Therefore, employers need to ensure the welfare of employee is guaranteed by ensuring that they get the salary commensurate with their workload done. At the same time, employers also have to pay for overtime work done by employees because employees sacrifice their time after working hour to work.
I truly understand your concern pertaining to the issue of the wages of the employees being reduced, the unpaid overtimes, as well as the high workload that the workers need to bear with it. But we have our own reason to make such decisions. So firstly, Ms. Fazlina, how is the financial manager for our company, will explain to you guys about our difficulty to increase the wages of the employees and the rest of the other demand for employees based on her perspective as a financial manager.
First of all, I would like to apologize to all of you because with this emerging issue, it is closely related to the current issue that we are experiencing right now. In connection with the issue of pandemic COVID-19, our company also became one of the companies allowed to operate with during the MCO. However, the current situation, which is more focused on the cure of the pandemic, we should follow the procedures set by the government to reduce dense and crowded areas to prevent the virus from spreading further. Here the plan that we have discussed and have done several meetings between the management of each department, and one of the solutions we met is to reduce employee activity in the company, and they can also work online at home to avoid congestion. However, our company's financial statistics are also declining in relation to the MCO and the pandemic we are experiencing right now. And discussions are also being made to reduce employee salaries as employees only perform their jobs online at home, and buyers or other entrepreneurs who connection with us are also decreased immediately and less stable as before. I understand the current situation is also shocking to us, and we also need a stable salary. I understand the current situation is also shocking to us, and we also need a stable salary as usual. I hope that you guys can calm down and understand about this issue we are going through now is a new issue that arises in every company. Do you agree with me, Miss Aina?
Yes, it is with regret that I must inform to all of you guys, as a result of the financial difficulties described by Ms. Fazina, our company was forced to reduce the staff salary. This is in order to avoid scenarios in which the employees must be laid off, as mentioned by our financial manager just now. Because of the pandemic's impact, majority of workers must work from home. Since not everyone is working in the office, the salaries should be reduced. This is because the certain staff are only required to work from home and not physically. It is expected that our company will have low profit margins since it assigns a significant amount of its cost to workers' compensation. So this will avoid our company from laying off the staff, which could lead or cause an issues for the organization in the future.
Yes, exactly. That's why we are reducing the wages of the workers, as well as their overtime are not being paid as it should, and have no choice rather than to reduce the number of employees. It's all the benefit of the employee of the company as well as the workers' well-being. So I hope the employee also can understand our situation right now.
I agree with Azri just now because for now, the financial situations for each company is unstable. Therefore, the employer's salary had to be reduced due to the company financial problems. In fact, for the issue that has been mentioned, even though I'm the HR, that's not a problem and there are many things I have to solve. So, every employer has to do what is instructed, and for prisons workers have no choice but to accept the reductions of their wages. That's the final offer. Take it or leave it. Nowadays, many people are unemployed, so they should be grateful that the company still accept them instead of demanding the wages to be increased during time like this.
I totally understand that Bajaj Development Berhad is also experiencing a financial crisis due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But the way the company decided to overcome this problem causes three issues. First of all, employees cannot buy their daily needs because their wages get reduced drastically, unpaid overtime, and last but not least, lack of employees and unpaid compensation. This is not fair to the workers because they had to work overtime and had to do a lot of work due to lack of workers. So the human resource manager, which is Dayang Mastura, must take this matter seriously.
I would also like to add that if we fulfill the employees' demand, what will we get other than no profit? What can the employees give us if, let's say, we don't hesitate to approve the demand? We don't lose regarding this matter. If we lose, we can afford to pay the other employees' salary. Furthermore, this company also can be closed down forever if we are too kind to raise employee salaries. In addition, due to the pandemic that occurred at the beginning of last year, it has limited our company revenue. And due to this matter, I think it is hard for our company to fulfill the employees' demand regarding their salary.
I'm sorry, but I would like to suggest something as the representative of the employees. What if this company, on the behalf of the employees, improvise this demand that were made by us? If you all cannot meet our demand, which is to raise the employee salary, maybe this company can reinstate the wages back to its normal rate and pay the employee overtime properly without having to cut it and to cut and to cover these wages, maybe you can offer the employee a choice such as unpaid leave or dismissal of an employee with a guarantee of re-employment in the same position after the crisis has been solved. I think this would help some employees that are tired both mentally and physically to take care of their mental and physical health during their time off. So I hope that my suggestion will be considered.
For me, I'm also agree with Ms. Al-Shafira. Generally, we all know that employers and employees must be tolerant of each other because by showing tolerance to each other, it will develop an understanding of the backgrounds, experience, and beliefs of others. And moreover, every employee and employer should also not be selfish because it can create this harmonious atmosphere in the workplace, such as no positive aura in the office, and employees will also lose motivation. And in addition, a harmonious relationship between employer and employee is something that needs to be understood, nurtured, and maintained to ensure the continuity of employment in the workplace.
After I'm listening for both of the parties' point of view, we all realize that there are better solutions that we can take. Thank you for all the suggestions that has been given. I'm truly appreciate it. Therefore, I decided to not decreasing the wages of my workers and still paying the OT for those of the workers who works beyond the normal working hours. Do you agree with me, Miss Fazlina, and the rest of the manager, especially the human resource manager, Miss Dayamastura?
I agree, but there are some employees who do not provide good and productive input as usual. Therefore, the recommendation and discussion we have done is to remove some employees who do not provide satisfactory input on the condition that we will provide compensation to those employees where immediately after this MCO and to cover the losses of our company, we will take back employees who was removed during the MCO.
Firstly, I want to say sorry to all because of being emotional or giving negative thought. From what I heard, I began to understand the suggestions and I was trying to convey. So, I will agree and accept the suggestions to also try to manage the company and fulfill the employer needs. Because I as HR know that without company, employers won't be able to survive. So we are trying our best to settle this issue as soon as possible so that the welfare of every worker is always guaranteed.
Finally, I was relieved because as HR manager, Dayang Masura finally agreed to give full cooperation in tackling this problem we are facing. I'm also grateful because they agree that they have neglected the welfare and of the employee in this company. So I really hope that after this, if we have a problem related to the welfare and rights of the workers, this problem we can bring in a good discussions from times to times. Last but not least, as the representatives of the employees, I want to say thank you for all of your consideration related to these issues.
Thank you for listening to our grievances and taking into consideration the serious matters we brought before the company. We really appreciate it.
Conclude today's meeting. Mr. Azri as CEO agreed not to lower the salaries of the employees and at the same time will pay for the overtime work done by the employees. With this, I hope all parties can be satisfied with this decision made. The company is having a hard time right now, so thank you to all who are willing to tolerate. Finally, thank you to CEO Mr. Azri, the board of directors, and everyone willing to join the meeting today. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you.